Betzko. A Hungarian legend by Hanford Lennox. Gordon Stibor had led in many a fight, and broken a score of swords in furious frays and bloody raids against the Turkish hordes. And Sigismund, the Polish king, who joined the Magyar bands, bestowed upon the valiant knight a broad estate of lands. Once when the wars were o'er, the knight was holding wassail high, and the valiant men that followed him were at the revelry. Betzko, his jester, pleased him, so he vowed it his the task to do whatever in human power his witty fool might ask. Build on yon cliff, the jester cried, in drunken jollity, a mighty castle high and wide, and name it after me. Ah, verily a jester's prayer, exclaimed the knightly crew, to ask of such a noble lord what you know he cannot do. Who says I cannot? Stibor cried, do whatsoe'er I will. Within 1 year a castle shall stand on yonder rocky hill, a castle built of ponderous stones, to give me future fame. In honor of my witty fool, Betzko shall be its name. Now the cliff was high 300 feet, and perpendicular, and the skill that could build a castle there must come from lands afar. And craftsmen came from foreign lands, Italian, German and Jew apprentices and fellow craftsmen, and master masons, too. And every traveler journeying along the mountain ways was held to pay his toll of toil on the castle for 7 days. Slowly they raised the massive towers upon the steep ascent, and all around 1,000 hands built up the battlement. 300 feet above the glen, by the steps 500 feet. The castle stood upon the cliff at the end of the year complete. Now throughout all the Magyar land there's none other half so high, so massive built, so strong and grand, it reaches the very sky. But from that same high battlement, say tales by gypsies told, the valiant Stibor met his death when he was cross and old. I'll tell you the tale as they told it to me, and I doubt not it is true, for 'twas handed down from the Middle Ages from the lips of knights who knew. One day when the knight was old and cross, and a little the worse for grog, Betzko, the jester, thoughtlessly struck Stibor's favorite dog. Now the dog was a hound and Stibor's pet, and as white as Carpathian snow, and Stibor hurled old Betzko down from the walls to the rocks below. And as the jester headlong fell from the dizzy, dreadful height, he muttered a curse with his latest breath on the head of the cruel knight. 1 year from that day old Stibor held his drunken wassail long, and spent the hours till the cock crew morn in jest and wine and song. Then he sought his garden on the cliff, and lay down under a vine to sleep away the lethargy of a wassail bowl of wine. While sleeping soundly under the shade, and dreaming of revelries, an adder crawled upon his breast, and bit him in both his eyes. Blinded and mad with pain he ran toward the precipice, unheeding till he headlong fell down the dread abyss. Just where old Betzko's blood had dyed with red the old rocks grey, quivering and bleeding and dumb and dead old Stibor's body lay.